So I finish watching this, right? And all of a sudden I wind up with In-N-Out Burger in my hand. Don't ask me how it happened. I just have In-N-Out Burger. Not that I'm complaining, because this is a fucking cheeseburger. The best one in the world. The Menu was directed by Mark Mylod, who's mainly known for his television work on shows like Succession and Game of Thrones. And this stars Ralph Fiennes, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Nicholas Hoult. And this is a movie I saw a bunch of trailers for. I saw the stars that were in it. I kind of saw sort of a slashery style premise, and I was hooked. But little did I know that The Menu is not really a slasher movie whatsoever. So we focus on a young couple, played by Anya Taylor-Joy and Nicholas Hoult, who visit an exclusive destination restaurant on a remote island where an acclaimed chef, played by Ralph Fiennes, has prepared a lavish-tasting menu along with some shocking surprises along the way. See, Nicholas Holt's character considers himself a foodie. He criticizes food, he loves everything food. Anya Taylor-Joy's character knows nothing about food, and she accompanies Nicholas Hoult to this dinner, but everybody else there is pretty much a rich snob. You have your food critics, you have an actor who's played by Leguizamo who loves talking about food on the side, otherwise known as an influencer, and that really helps us get behind Anya Taylor-Joy's character, who gives a very riveting performance in here, as she always does. But guys, across the board, this cast may just be one of the strongest of 2022. Anya Taylor-Joy plays a fantastic audience character. It is so easy to root for her. She's so incredibly smart and brave. The scenes she shares with Ralph Fiennes, who I'll get to, they are just like, they are just white-knuckled. Like, I could classify this more so as a thriller, for sure. And the ideas that this movie brings forward are just very thought-provoking. The script is filled with so many clever adjectives, so many smart similes thrown into the mix, while also being pretty f***ing hilarious. Like, I was not expecting this movie to be as dark and as humorous as it was, but this movie has some wit to it, man. Nicholas Hoult, for sure, was very, very fun to watch in this. And he eventually gets his comeuppance, and it's very, very fun to see that. I dare not give any spoilers away, because it's just so gosh darn entertaining what they do to really establish him as just the salt of the earth. If I could use food terminology for a minute there. But when I'm talking about performances, you cannot talk about The Menu without mentioning the great Ralph Fiennes, who I believe gives the year's best performance by a leading actor. He commands your attention with a clap of his hand, and you listen to him. And even though a lot of the stuff he's saying may come off as nonsensical to the patrons, you will listen to him anyway. This guy is so incredibly enigmatic. It's almost like if you merged Willy Wonka, Gordon Ramsay, and Patrick Bateman all into one. He comes off like this demented cult leader. All of his staff answer yes, chef in unison whenever he asks them for their advice. And not to mention, there's a lot of really mysterious elements about his character. And that may be one of the biggest strengths of The Menu, is its ambiguity. See, I like movies that don't really give you all the answers necessarily. I like movies that make you think, especially if a movie affects you like it did for me, its commentary on criticism. And yes, you can certainly argue that this movie is an allegory for the film industry and how we as critics approach talking about film, giving and taking and what have you. I dare not give away any of these clever lines, but it really struck a chord with me. And I dare not give away the finale of this movie. It's certainly very grand. Certainly not what I was expecting, though. It was interesting. The ending of this movie wasn't exactly how I was expecting this sort of story to turn out. And the ambiguity of this movie, which ironically may be this movie's greatest strength, is also the movie's greatest weakness. Because I think what's holding The Menu back ultimately, and this is just purely nitpicking at this point, because let's be honest, The Menu is one of the strongest movies of the year, at least in my book. I was very entertained by it from start to finish. This may be one of Ralph Fiennes' best performances he's given in his entire career, which is saying something. That dude was Voldemort. That's a fun impression to do. But I feel like the script sort of glosses over a couple of very important character traits and personalities. And I don't want to get too deep into this because it's treading into spoiler territory. But there is a very important character in here who kind of has a mistaken identity. And the script curiously is like, oh, okay, well, this person is actually this person. Yeah, moving on. It's kind of like if you're digging into a good steak, and then you have the little fat around it. It's like, do you really want to eat the fat? Like, it's there. It's part of something good, but does it really add anything to your experience? Here's what I'm getting at also. The ending of this movie, while very interesting, there was a little missing piece of a motivation in terms of why a certain character is doing the things that they're doing. And if this sounds vague enough for you, good, because I do not want to spoil this experience for you. The Menu is certainly one of the most entertaining movies that you will see this year. It's a very thought-provoking feature with a lot of very clever analogies. Ralph Fiennes gives a career-defining performance. He is very enigmatic. Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, John Leguizamo as well. Everybody is so darn good in here. The editing, oh my gosh, the editing is good. The sound design and the sound mixing is also super intimidating. The musical score is very deceptively elegant, but it also has some very sinister undertones thrown in there. This has everything you kind of want in a horror movie like this, and I don't even necessarily classify this as a horror movie, because there's certain scary elements in this movie that are scarier than any jump scare. It's a movie that I consider a delicious entree, and I'm sure you guys will certainly enjoy every single course. I'm going to give the Menu an A. This is a meal that I certainly cannot wait to experience again and again. Let me know what you guys thought of the Menu down in the comments section below. Is this your favorite Ralph Fiennes performance of all time? What'd you think of Anya Taylor-Joy in this? Just a couple prompts for you guys to discuss down in the comments. Honestly, I love making these videos, and I love discussing all new things, movies, and entertainment as they're released to us. And I certainly cannot wait to enjoy it and absorb it with all of you guys. If you guys have seen the Menu, you'll certainly get that message. Do consider becoming a subscriber as well. Hit that notification bell on your way out. That way you don't miss a second more of this action. Do me a favor and smash the like button. That really helps this community continue to grow. Guys, y'all are the best. Stay tuned for more reviews very soon. With all that being said, Back Talk, commence!